They took your mom?
Breaking news at 3 o'clock. We have new video this hour showing the moment when federal agents clashed with protesters. This during an intense face-off during an immigration raid in Ventura County. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the KTLA 5 News at 3 o'clock. I'm Lou Parker.
And I'm Samantha Cortese in for Glen Walker. At one point, tear gas was fired into the crowd.
Let's get to Gil Lavis. He's overhead in Sky 5 with the very latest at this hour. Hi, Gil.
Hi, Lou and Sam. You're looking at, this is Laguna Road at Las Posas. You can see a skirmish line set up here by federal agents, protesters there on the right-hand side, along with a large group of media. As I come out to a wider shot, you'll see just the extent of this protest here as it goes all the way over to Las Posas. But let me take you down the street here to the west and show you that tomato farm where the raid took place earlier this morning. You can see this very large tomato factory here, or farm I should say, off of the 600 block of Laguna. Currently right now there's that standoff that's happening there at Las Posas, but let me take you down the road further on Laguna, and there's yet another skirmish line set up here on the west-hand side of that field. But again, a lot of protesters out in the field there, standing off with the ICE agents here that are on scene. Now we understand agents from the National Guard are also on scene, as well as Border Patrol. But let's go to that video that was shot earlier today during that raid and the skirmish with protesters. I can tell you that some protesters were injured when there was a skirmish. The federal agents used tear gas and pepper ball rounds to try to disperse the crowd. But and there were several injuries, according to the Ventura County Fire Department. Those people were treated. But at this point, the standoff continues. We're hearing that just a short time ago, more tear gas and pepper ball rounds were used on the protesters out here. I can tell you that multiple people were detained at that farm. That's the latest overhead up in Sky 5. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you. And now let's check in with KTLA's Alina Abovian, who's been covering this from the ground, and it's been tense. Hi, Alina.
Oh, more of your top stories are up next,
including KTLA 5's Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost.
It's a nationwide crime trend that involves following people as they leave their banks, and Irvine police say they caught 3 suspects in the act of doing just that earlier this week. I'm Chip Yost. We'll have that story coming up.
There is new assistance for homeless people living in Los Angeles and looking for a way home. I'm Kareen Winter. I'll have the latest on that coming up.
Now at 3:30, we continue covering breaking news in Ventura County, where a federal raid has erupted in chaos. Federal agents facing off with crowds of gathering protesters.
At several times, tear gas was actually fired. Let's get to Gil Lavis overhead in Sky 5 with the very latest. Hi, Gil.
Hi, Lou and Sam. You're looking at one of the skirmish lines here along Laguna Road. This is just to the west of Las Posas Road. You can see protesters out here standing off with the National Guard and other federal agents. As I come out to a wide shot, I'm going to pan to the right and show you that tomato farm where the raid took place earlier today. Let's go to some video that was shot this morning from that raid. You can see the federal agents went to this farm and started to detain people. They had some clashes with protesters that showed up, and tear gas and pepper ball rounds were used during that clash. But I can tell you that there still remains protesters on both sides of this tomato farm, very large tomato farm out here in Camarillo, as I'm showing you right now, one of the other skirmish lines. And as I come back to the farm itself, let me show you the people that are still detained here at the scene. As I zoom in, you'll see about 24 people that are in the shade lined up here along that building. You can see there's bags placed in front of them. It's probably for their property, but it looks like a couple of dozen people that have been detained here and remain detained as the agents end up processing those people to get information from them. But so the process continues out here. Laguna Road completely shut down between Wood and Las Posas, with 2 sets of skirmish lines on either side of the farm itself, and protesters at this point remaining peaceful. Just a few minutes ago, we saw an ambulance having to be brought through, escorted through this line. We don't know who was in that ambulance, but they're escorting that ambulance to the hospital at this point. That's the latest overhead up in Sky 5. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Gil, thank you for those updates. Turning now to developing news in Orange County, Irvine police say they have arrested 3 suspects accused of bank jugging. That's following and stealing from people who have just withdrawn cash at a bank.
KTLA's Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost has this story.
Well, that's it for us here on the KTLA 5 News at 3.
Coming up next on the KTLA 5 News at 4, our breaking news coverage on the federal raid at a Ventura County farm continues. We're live in Camarillo with the latest developments. Plus, coffee costs could be on the rise. Why the food staple from Brazil may soon see a price increase. That and all your breaking news ahead on the KTLA 5 News at 4.
Have a fantastic show. Nice for you to be here today, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.